So here we have the A4 Mallard in BR Brunswick Green that came with the mighty Mallard train set, to which I'll put a link up here to the video where I actually got quite a large haul of model railway items. As you can see, from bogies missing here and things like that. And if you've seen that video, if you haven't, have a look. But if you've seen that video, you'll know that there was quite a number of defects with this chassis, and that I had actually already ordered another one. In the meantime, there's been a problem with the chassis that I ordered from the supplier, from the seller I should say, and as a result that transaction's been cancelled. But by pure chance and luck, I went into the model shop, Durham Trains of Stanley. I was having a chat with Mick, mentioned the whole situation with the chassis and all that, and he was working on another locomotive. I gave him a hand with it, and by pure chance underneath there was, weirdly enough, one of these, but it had defects for the shell and things like that, but this chassis was perfectly fine. I took the rear pony truck off because I don't need it, I've got one here, and he kept that. So I got this, I'll say for nothing, but it wasn't, because I actually did a little bit of work for him while I was there. I fitted a few traction tyres to some things and so on. So all I'm going to do is, I thought we'd have a quick catch-up video to this mighty Mallard and removing this chassis, putting this chassis on, and basically seeing if it can run as well as we hope it will on the rolling road. So we'll get started in a second. Okay, so anybody who saw that video or has clicked on the link will know that there's a stowaway inside here, and if I just have a look, there we go. I think it's dead. It doesn't look like it's living anymore, but I'm not one for spiders, so I might jump, I might scream even. But the chassis is completely goosed, and these actually come out reasonably easily. So all I'm doing here is I'm going to remove this screw carefully, not losing the spring, things like that, for this rear pony truck. Just checking that was absolutely exactly the same. I had a horrible thought there. So I'm going to take this off because obviously I want this for the replacement. Now these don't have to be in super tight, so you'll probably find it won't be in super tight. There we go. Just take that off. Turn the replacement one over, and it slots in the back exactly where the other one, where this came out of on the other chassis. And this is quite hard to show you, but I'm just literally going to screw it back in, so excuse my hand. Now I've got to say, I think the rear pony truck that I've got here is actually better than the one that was actually already fitted to this, so I'm quite glad I chose to stick with the one that I've got. Okay, now here's the horrible part, because I'm not looking forward to coming face to face with that. I don't want to break this shell because it's in really fairly good condition. There's no bits broken on it that I'm aware of at the moment. Now, if you saw my video where I recommissioned, repaired Silver Link, I believe it was, I'll put a link up here if you haven't. It also shows you how to take the chassis out and things like that, because I had to service it. Luckily this doesn't need servicing, this one, because it's really free running. But the chassis is just held in by these two locating tabs here. They just literally need to be pulled apart gently and just lift it forward, and I really don't want to come face to face with Incy Wincy. There he is. Right, enough fooling around. Incy Wincy has to go the distance, so we'll just place him under there. So let's have a look. There's your chassis. Look at the state of that. It's an absolute mess, the old one. You know, I suppose someone could, if they were that way inclined, they could potentially repair it, but as far as I'm concerned, that is absolutely goosed. It's not worth messing around with or anything. So I might use it for spares. On the other hand, I might actually take it back to Durham Trains and Stanley to see Mick, and there might be parts like the motion and things that might be of some use to him, in case a repair comes in or something like that, or he has a loco that he can fix. I think it would be I think it would be just as polite to do so, seeing as he was so nice as to supply this chassis, even if I did do a couple of jobs for him. So just blew out the dust there. So there we go, nice little chassis. Let's see if we can put this back together without breaking anything. So before I do that, actually I want to show you. You can see there's two little holes there, and they're basically two locating pins on the back of the chassis, and that's just going to slip into there, and then, well, I say it's just going to slip into there. I'm hoping it's just going to slip in, and then separate and push down, and then hopefully, yeah, that's it, back in. And Mallard in Brunswick Green is looking awfully better now. Awfully. Yes, that is a vast improvement. So what I really need to do now is get this on the rolling road and see if that is the only problems that we have here. Okay, so I've adjusted everything on the rolling road here. I plugged it on. I have cheated. I do know what the next bit is going to be, but I'll just apply some power. You can see it actually does run. It's not noisy or anything. But as always, I'm going to just pop the shell off. And I can't remember whether I did this in the other video or not, but I have a feeling it might be possibly a bit bone dry. I'm just going to check. Weirdly enough, I was working on one of these earlier on today. Yeah, it's a bit bone dry. I'm not going to put too much oil on because it was running, not terrifically well. It was running. I don't think there would have been any major problems, but it's best not to run them dry. So if you haven't seen any of the videos, the maintenance ones and things like that, this isn't as bad as others, so I'm not going to go super mad with this, but simply, I'm not doing it here at the moment, but a bit of oil here, a bit on them and the side there, and one right down the back, or two I should say, right down the back. Let's see if it'll focus in. Yes, you can just see them down the back there, and down there, and maybe a drop on there, but it's literally going to be a very small amount. I do apologise if you can't see much. So, rather interestingly, I was looking at the syringe for the oil and wondering why I was having to apply an awful lot of pressure and I wasn't getting anywhere. That could be potentially because there seems to be a blockage, so I'm going to improvise here, and I'm using a bit of brass from the Build the Mallard kit. It's just an offcut, luckily, and a bit old school, I'm just placing the oil onto the cogs using the brass. It's like a needle. Do apologise if you're finding this a little boring, but unfortunately this is the way I'm going to have to do it. This is exactly how I remember family relatives doing it when I was younger. So there was no syringe in our family for this. Just going to quickly tip it over a second and have a look. There we go. And I'm just going to place a bit on those two actual motored, the axle cogs I should say. So let's put this tender back onto the rolling road. Let that oil run in a little bit. But I'm so glad it's moving. There's no need for any bushes to be changed by the looks of things. And we've now got a full rolling chassis on the front, which is even better. So I could have a BR day, I could get the V2 out, and this Mallard. Got the crimson and cream coaches, or rhubarb and custard, or blood and custard, whatever you want to call them. So we could have plenty of BR running, BR steam running. So I'm going to give that a little running and then we'll come back. So there we go, rather wonderfully. It's been running for quite a while now. And you can hear that is just powering away. Really quite quietly as well. And it's responsive, you can hear it's really going for it. That's me on the controller incidentally. But slow that down. So that's almost completely done. Let's just put this tender cap back on. There we go. Back on there. So there we have it. A4 I should say, Mallard BR Brunswick Green. We've even got a little plaque on the side there for the world record. And running rather nicely now. So I thought I'd share that. The chassis, we've got the chassis now, we've replaced it. So that set is now complete, as in for loco and carriages. So yet again, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed or if you liked this video and you enjoyed watching it and seeing the progress of this particular model after purchase, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I do appreciate it. And press the little bell icon and you'll get notified every time a video goes up. And please do comment if you've had a similar issue or anything like that, or if this might have helped you just removing the chassis or things, you know, comment, let me know, get in touch. I do appreciate it. I do reply to you all, well, at least I try to. I might not do it straight away, but I do have other commitments. But yeah, thanks for watching and see you again soon. Bye now.